Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Monday, June 30th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nekram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The Carter Center returns to Guyana to observe the 2025 general and regional elections. 5 resignations and a new political alliance have reshaped Guyana's campaign trail just 2 months before Election Day. Ghana is no longer just preparing for global tourism. It's actively claiming its place on the world stage. And Berbice home invasion victim says he's living in fear and pain, with no action yet from police. The Carter Center is back in Guyana, launching a full international election observation mission ahead of the general and regional elections, set for September 1st. Invited by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the mission includes a 4-member core team of electoral experts from the US, UK, and Georgia, who arrived today. More observers will join them as Election Day approaches. Field Office Director Jason Calder says the team will provide an independent and impartial assessment of the entire electoral process while engaging with political stakeholders and civil society groups. Democracy Program Director David Carroll says the center's presence underscores its long-standing commitment to transparency and democratic progress in Guyana. The Carter Center has observed 5 of Guyana's past elections, starting in 1992, and is widely respected for its neutrality and credibility. Beyond elections, the center has contributed to Guyana's development through initiatives supporting civil society, judicial reform, women and youth empowerment, marine advocacy, and political dialogue. It has also worked with stakeholders on compliance with the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, reinforcing its broader mission of democratic and sustainable development in the country. Former PNCR executive member Tandy McAllister is breaking ranks and calling out her old party for allegedly failing Guyana's youth. Speaking on the program's Starting Point, McAllister, a former PNCR youth leader and Region 3 chairman, said she left the party in 2021 after seeing young people sidelined in decision-making, despite campaign promises.
At some point between 2015 and 2017, there was a feeling of a lack of inclusion of the youth. Wow. And there were efforts to bridge that gap. Young people, we recognized that, there was this non-inclusion of our role in governance. And this is what we worked for. The party campaigned on the inclusion of youth and on the importance of the youth vote and the youth voice.
Yes.
And so when that voice was muzzled within the party, persons did speak up. We did speak up.
Including yourself.
Of course.
She's now endorsing the People's Progressive Party for a second term, praising President Irfan Ali's leadership, development agenda, and youth engagement.
He had meetings in Region 3 yesterday, and I attended a few of those after work. And to listen to him not only passionately outline his plans for this country, but we have witnessed how with that same passion, he has brought to fruition the plans he outlined previously. And I will tell you this, I started out as a skeptic. I did. And I'm happy that I was pleasantly put to my place. Like, girl, open your eyes and be honest with yourself. He is doing a fantastic job, and it's not because we're of the same era or we're from the same region that I'm going to sit here and say, hey, he deserves a second term.
Asked about comments she made during the 2020 campaign trail about the now president Dr. Ali being her political opponent, McAllister doubled down, noting that while he was her political opponent, he was not her enemy. She referred to Ali as a close brother and her friend, actually explained that they are now closer and share the same mandate. McAllister also shared a message to Guyana's youth as they head to the polls on September 1st.
I have comrades in the PNC, and I respect them for staying that course. They are still convinced that they are doing the right thing, perhaps for themselves, for the party, and for the country. I respect that. What I would say, though, is that I have, over the years, since 2020 recognize, having been exposed to His Excellency Irfaan Ali and his philosophy of wanting what's good and best for Guyana, and observing how much he has put into this presidency and how much he continues to sacrifice to ensure the transformational development we are all witnessing, that a vote in Guyana's best interest is a vote for the PPPC.
According to the politician, President Ali's work speaks for itself, since his term in office has been a rewarding and interesting journey for Guyana. She explained while there have been storms, he has been able to steer the ship in the right direction, and there has been vast development, which has seen the country moving apace. McAllister's endorsement comes amid an even larger political shakeup, with a wave of resignations and a bold new alliance. The last 72 hours have seen 5 resignations and a surprise political alliance, shaking up the race ahead of Guyana's September 1st elections. On Saturday, People's National Congress Reform PNCR Member of Parliament, Jermaine Figuera, resigned from both the party and the National Assembly. He's the latest in a string of high-profile PNCR exits, including Amanza Walton Desir, Vanessa Kisoon, Ronald Balkan, Gita Chandan Edmond, as well as Region 4 Chairman Daniel Siram and Vice Chairman Samuel Sandi. In the Alliance for Change, youth leaders Dylan Mohammed and Onyx Duncan also stepped down, citing frustration with party leadership and its direction. Meanwhile, a new United Guyana, ANOG, and Azrin Mohammed's WIN party announced a new alliance. ANOG will not contest the election under the WIN banner, but not without fallout. Senior councils and ANOG co-founders Ralph Ramkaran and Timothy Jonas both resigned minutes after the deal was made public. Azrin Mohammed, sanctioned by the U.S. for tax evasion and gold smuggling, has also faced public criticism from 2 of his uncles, both of whom support President Ali and have called their nephew unfit for leadership. Mohammed is yet to respond. ANOG and WIN say their alliance offers voters an inclusive, reform-driven alternative. As parties realign at home, Guyana's partnership abroad are also growing stronger. U.S. Ambassador to Ghana Nicole D. Thoreau has reaffirmed her country's continued support for Ghana's economic growth, pointing out that bilateral trade between the 2 nations has reached a new milestone. Ambassador Thoreau was at the time speaking at the U.S. 249th Independence celebrations.
Our commercial ties also continue to deepen and expand. Over the past year, we've reached another milestone. Bilateral trade in physical goods alone surpassed $4.7 billion US dollars.
Wow.
A new record. The number of US companies working with Guyanese partners continues to grow, along with sustained investment across many sectors.
In 2024, several new ventures between Guyana and the U.S. have come on stream. These include a new U.S.-branded hotel, a new primary and secondary school partnership, the launch of a U.S. company offering first-ever industrial 3D printing, welding and machinery services, a donut franchise, U.S.-made scanners at all ports of entry, and internet company Starlink. These partnerships, the ambassador stated, are significant in assisting the way Guyana develops. Another strategic partnership also recognized by President Dr. Irfaan Ali is that of Bloomberg Grains to support the development of Guyana's goods for entry into the U.S. market.
Bloomberg Grains, that will be our strategic partner in building out the standards, advancing the development so that we can access all of the U.S. markets and beyond. Guyana and the U.S. share a long-standing trade partnership in agriculture, and we look forward to continuing to work with our authorities to advance market accessibility.
As Guyana's preferred partner, the U.S. ambassador said our country is honored to be part of Guyana's journey and stands committed to help build its legacy of growth and shared prosperity. Strong diplomatic and commercial ties continue to shape Guyana's future. When we return, a closer look at how tourism is thriving in this new economy.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back, and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders return to defend their crown, but the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
Welcome back. As Guyana rises on the global stage, the tourism sector is stepping up to match. Newly re-elected president of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, Mr. Ram Kumar, says his priority is listening to members to better advance the tourism sector. Ram Kumar, who was re-elected for a third term last Friday, told Ignite News that TAG's strength lies in unity.
When I was elected on Friday, I said to the membership that TAG is a business support organization, and our main focus is to help the membership for the betterment of the tourism and hospitality industry. And so I need to hear from them what is affecting their business, what is in any way. And so TAG is there to support and to liaise and to negotiate with government, with non-government. So anything that is affecting the membership and their business is what TAG is. That is the reason for TAG.
He explained that as an organization, coming together as a membership gives the membership a platform and the strength to negotiate and add their voices to the development of the industry and the businesses involved. Particularly where the oil and gas industry is involved, Ram Kumar said the two sectors go hand in hand, with growing employment and other opportunities arising for the tourism industry.
I also said on Friday, right, that in my previous term, I would have said that the oil and gas industry meshes well with the tourism industry, tourism and hospitality industry. And the reason why I said that is because the two industries work hand in hand. So while the oil and gas industry is highly skilled, highly mechanized, heavily depending on equipment and machinery, the tourism and hospitality industry is a labor-intensive industry, and it provides employment and opportunity for people at every skill level.
Ram Kumar emphasized the need for a skilled, responsive tourism sector to meet the demands of a booming oil economy. He believes Ghana is well positioned to attract more investment and global attention, making tourism a key driver of future economic success. Ghana is stepping confidently onto the global tourism stage, and international recognition is following. President Dr. Irfan Ali says the country's recent selection to host events in the Global Super League is just one sign of its rising status as a world-class destination. Speaking at the opening of King's Hotel and Residences in Georgetown, the president said Ghana's progress isn't creeping. It's marching forward briskly, boldly, and beautifully.
We are building a product that will take time, that will take effort, but a product that will be uniquely ours at a global scale. We can't build a tourism product at national and regional scale. We have to understand that if we want to punch hard, we have to punch globally. We have to punch above the competition.
Explain that Ghana is building a unique, interconnected tourism product, one rooted in its rich ecosystems, diverse cuisine, vibrant culture, and signature Guyanese hospitality.
We're not merely watching history unfold, we're living it. Every new skyline addition, every soaring arrival number, every international award, every new airline that touches down at Chedijagan International Airport, each is a milestone in Guyana's transformation from a hidden gem to a global attraction.
President Ali also pointed to real momentum on the ground, including rising visitor numbers, new airline connections, and expanded tour options, over 65 and counting. The message is clear: Ghana isn't just open for tourism, it's aiming to lead. In more local development, 75 residents of Buckton have been awarded contracts by the Ministry of Public Works to complete critical infrastructural and drainage works in their community. These include drainage contracts for the north, south, and middle sections of Buckton, while contracts are also issued for the maintenance of 25 bridges and 10 lots of roads. Melina Sinclair, a mother of a child living with disability, shared that the contracts will significantly boost the local economy and provide much-needed employment opportunities.
Well, as a woman, I'm very happy because rarely you find women getting contracts, and in this capacity too, in the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. So I'm very happy. At least this would be a stepping stone for me to do something better with my life and for my child.
Another beneficiary, Compton Huntley, who initially competed for a drainage clearing contract, was pleasantly surprised when he was awarded a contract for a road project during the meeting with Minister of Public Works, Juan Edgell. He views it as an opportunity to enhance his livelihood and boost the community's economic landscape.
Sharing out contracts is already a great opportunity for most Buckstonians because a lot of us here, some of us are unemployed. And just depending on somebody to get a job, and not everyone here actually working every day or working at a government entity that they actually show that every month they show run a salary. So this contract would be a very big boost within the community, and we're very thankful for it.
The residents learned of the contracts during an afternoon meeting at Buckton's Tipperary Hall with Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgell last Thursday. Meanwhile, Minister Edgell emphasized support for Buckton by putting the community back on track environmentally through employment and empowerment. He also underscored the government's inclusive approach to development.
We deliver development without discrimination. But when I first came to Buckton, after President Ali became president, one of the major concerns were the roads. And we immediately, because we had savings from the main road that was done, we used the savings with some additional money, and we did what was called connector roads. All the main arteries along the East Coast, including Buckton, was done.
The minister noted that activities such as training exercises and how to bid have also been conducted in the Buckton community to ensure that residents are able to fairly participate in the process. Region 9 is also getting a boost in education. During a recent visit to Nappy Village, Minister of Education Priya Manik-Chan announced that the long-anticipated Nappy Secondary School is on track for completion by mid-August. The facility will open its doors in September, welcoming students from Nappy, Pryor, and Parashara, communities that have long needed easier access to secondary education.
This is going to finish by mid-August. Children are going to be in here for September. It's in a beautiful location. Mountains, the classrooms are high, so it's going to be nice and properly ventilated. If you look, you'll see the multi-purpose court is almost finished. I'm told all the material for the completion of this building is already here. Over there are the teachers' quarters going up to be able to finish this school. So this is one of our schools that we're building in Region 9 to make sure we could get universal secondary education.
The Nappy School project is just one part of a larger regional transformation. Just one day earlier, His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, alongside Minister Manik-Chan, officially commissioned the new Practical Instruction Department at St. Ignatius Secondary. The modern facility offers Caribbean vocational qualification Level 1 and 2 training in high-demand sectors like ICT, hospitality, construction, and agriculture. With nearly $357 million invested, the center features smart classrooms, technical labs, and fully equipped workshops, giving over 1,000 students access to skills training without leaving their community. At the launch, President Ali emphasized that the government's mission goes beyond simply building schools. It's about preparing Guyanese for a global economy. He said,
"We recognize that there is a need for faster and more qualitative upskilling. That is why we're investing in the construction of a technical college at Port Morant that will be the main incubator of skills."
Minister Manik-Chan also shared good news. Region 9 now has 263 trained teachers, with hundreds more in training. And grade 6 pass rates have jumped from 26% to over 50%. From new classrooms to career training, Region 9 is proving that quality education can reach every corner of Guyana. From new schools to smarter classrooms, Guyana is building for the future. More news when we return. Stay with us.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Welcome back. Now to a troubling case in Berbice, where one man is calling for justice after a violent home invasion. Vijay Kumar Ramdani, 30, of quarantine Berbice, is nursing serious injuries and living in fear following a recent violent home invasion. Ramdani told Ignite News that the unprovoked attack happened in the evening while he was in the kitchen preparing dinner.
I was in the kitchen like about 6:30 to 7. Then he roti for cook. Whilst I was cooking, 3 person broke the door and running. They didn't ask me nothing or say nothing and start fire lash for me. But you see all 3 of them. When I asked them why they lashing me, they said they come for kill me.
He further claimed that one of the attackers is known to him and is reportedly a repeat offender who, when under the influence of alcohol, becomes violent and threatens him frequently.
One of them normally, every time he drink, he just want to lash me and do what he want to do. The person, everybody in the village, he just want to make problem with. And the police, them not do nothing.
Why do you...
Since Tuesday night, I went to make a report, go back Wednesday morning at station. Up to now, no police, me to see no police come and nothing happen. Yeah, then 2 of them is cousin and 1 friend.
Describing the brutal assault, Ramdani said one of the men struck his hand with an iron bar, while another dealt a blow to his head. He collapsed, and the 3 continued their attack, beating him and even breaking a bottle on his head. Ramdani, a construction worker who earns around $15,000 a day, says the injuries have left him unable to work or even sleep at night.
Now I can't walk, I can't even sleep in the night because I can't rest my head properly. Because the lash from my head, the back, I can't rest it down.
Despite filing a police report, Ramdani says no action has been taken. He's now calling on the authorities to ensure the matter is brought before the court. We turn now to sports. The Bihari Group is stepping onto the international sports stage, announcing its first ever sponsorship of the ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League. Through its popular brands, Champion and Indy, Bihari is backing a world-class cricket event that promotes both sporting excellence and cultural unity. Executive Chairman and CEO Suresh Bihari says the sponsorship reflects the company's deep commitment to community, national pride, and putting Guyana on the global map. As part of the partnership, the company has launched a new youth initiative called Little Champions. The program will give school children from across the country the chance to attend live GSL matches at the Guyana National Stadium, a special guest of the Bihari Group. The goal is to spark a love for the game early and inspire the next generation of cricketers and fans. Group Chief Marketing Officer Melissa Sylvester says it's about showing young people what's possible through dedication and teamwork. The Bihari Group's involvement is another proud example of local business helping to build community and raise Guyana's profile on the world stage. We turn now to squash, where local athletes are getting ready to shine on the regional stage. President of the Guyana Squash Association, David Fernandez, has lauded the junior national team for their continued hard work in preparation for the Junior Caribbean Area Squash Association CASA Championship. He expressed a commendation during a recent press briefing.
I think that this year we have a really talented group. The group is quite young, but I think that the dedication that they've put in really is, and I want to give them a round of applause for the amount of effort that they've put in. I think this is one of the groups that I see significant changes physically in some people because you could see how much effort they put in.
When it comes to the team's potential at the Games, Fernandez kept it simple.
I know for sure that when they go to Cayman, that they will represent themselves, their families, and Guyana proudly.
This year's squad will be led by under-19 champion Luis da Silva, whose leadership and skills are expected to be pivotal. He will be joined by a talented roster that includes Justin Tan Pao, Emily Fangafat, Ethan Balkan, Kaylee Lowe, and Zion Hickerson, among other emerging talents. The Games began on June 29th and will conclude on July 5th in the Cayman Islands. And as Guyana's youth prepare for their next chapter, a football veteran is also turning a new page. Former Northern Ireland defender Johnny Evans has officially retired from professional football, but he's not leaving the game behind. The 37-year-old, who made 241 appearances for Manchester United, is taking up a new role at the club as head of loans and pathways. A product of United's Youth Academy, Evans won 3 Premier League titles, the Champions League, and several domestic trophies during his Old Trafford career, before going on to play for West Brom, Leicester, and Sunderland. In a statement, Evans thanked the coaches, teammates, and staff who supported his 20-year journey, calling his new role the start of a fresh chapter. As head of loans and pathways, he'll work alongside United's director of football, Jason Wilcox, to help young players gain the right experience on loan and prepare them for first-team success. Wilcox says Evans' experience and professionalism make him the perfect mentor for United's rising stars. A decorated career comes to a close, but his impact will continue. When we return, an investigation uncovers misconduct in the medical field. Thanks for staying with us. Now to Trinidad and Tobago, where doctors are under fire for illegal drug sales. A Trinidad and Tobago Guardian investigation has uncovered a disturbing trend. Some doctors are illegally selling pharmaceutical drugs directly to patients, bypassing pharmacies and putting lives at risk. The report also found that certain doctors are working with pharmaceutical wholesalers, directing patients to fill prescriptions at distribution outlets rather than licensed pharmacies. While some patients believe that this saves money, health experts warn the practice undermines both medical and pharmaceutical standards. Pharmacy Board Secretary Sanjay Mohammed says the role of doctors and pharmacists must remain separate to protect patient safety. In response, the Pharmacy Board met with wholesalers and found several legal breaches. Cease and desist orders were issued, including bans on selling medication directly to the public or unlicensed vendors. Pharmacies were also cautioned against illegal practices, including dispensing drugs without prescriptions or operating without a registered pharmacist on site. In international news, Canada is backing down from its planned digital services tax in an attempt to revive high-stake trade talks with the United States. The country's finance minister will introduce legislation to formally repeal the tax, which was announced in 2020 but delayed repeatedly in hopes of a global agreement. The 3% levy, which was set to take effect today, targeted large tech companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta, all of which generate millions in ad revenue and data sales from Canadian users. But after strong backlash from U.S. President Donald Trump, Ottawa is pulling the plug. On Friday, Trump called the tax a blatant attack on American companies and walked away from negotiations. Now, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says both sides have agreed to resume trade talks, aiming for a July 21st deadline set at the recent G7 summit. And finally, tonight, a global warning. The world is facing a development crisis. That's a stark message from United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who addressed global leaders at the 4th Financing for Development Conference in Seville, Spain. The Secretary General didn't mince words. He warned that the very engine driving development, financing, is sputtering, while multilateralism and trust between nations are breaking down. Guterres pointed out that 2/3 of the world's sustainable development goals are now off track, and said a staggering $4 trillion investment is needed to reverse course.
Financing is the engine of development. And right now, this engine is sputtering. As we meet the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, our global promise to transform our world for a better, fairer future is in danger. 2/3 of the Sustainable Development Goals targets are lagging. Achieving them requires an investment of more than $4 trillion a year. But this is not just a crisis of numbers. It's a crisis of people, of families going hungry, of children going unvaccinated, of girls forced to drop out of school. And we are here in Sevilla to change course, to repair and rev up the engine of development, to accelerate investment at the scale and speed required.
He called the Sevilla Commitment, which was signed this morning, a global promise to lift low-income nations up the development ladder, even as the United States pulled out of the process earlier this month. UN Chief laid out 3 urgent actions.
I see 3 areas of action. First, we must get resources flowing fast. Countries must lead by mobilizing domestic resources and investing in areas of greatest impact: schools, healthcare, social protection, decent work, and renewable energy. Unlocking these investments requires strengthening tax systems and tackling illicit financial flows and tax evasion. Second, we must fix the global debt system, which is unsustainable, unfair, and unaffordable. With annual debt service of $1.4 trillion, countries need and deserve a system that lowers borrowing costs, enables fair and timely debt restructuring, and prevents debt crises in the first place. And third, we must increase the participation of developing countries in the institutions of the global financial architecture. The present major shareholders have a role to play, recognizing the importance of correcting injustices and adapting to a changing world.
He reminded delegates that this isn't about charity, it's about restoring justice and dignity. With more than 150 countries and 60 world leaders represented in Sevilla, Guterres says it's time to turn promises into progress before it's too late. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.